LetiTia James now is looking increasingly like, she wants to run for the next mayor position of New York City. LetiTia James, who we had to sit through saying stuff like this.
He's called me venomous.
We will fight back to your attempt to bring Trumpism to New York City.
He's called me disgraceful.
Of the fact that they stole the Supreme Court seat. An illegitimate president and an illegitimate member of the United States Supreme Court.
He's called me radical.
Listen, yes. We know he's crazy. Yes. We know he doesn't have a sound mind. Yes. We know he's out of control. Yes. We know he's losing it. Yes. We know his days are numbered and we will come together.
He's called me a racist.
We've got to stand up to an administration which is too male, too pale, and too stale.
Unbelievable. So you remember her. So she's another one that's about to have egg on her face, and she's trying to, run for the exit as fast as she can. As fast as she can, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, she's trying to run right into Eric Adams' spot there in the city of New York. LetiTia James is trying to become the mayor of New York. Why? Because, she needs a pit stop here in her big political career, because it's over there in the AG's office. Any day now, that case is going to be reversed. You've heard the judges. I've played you. Actually, I think last Thursday we did a whole thing on it because I went through all of the testimony and I showed you every single clip of these judges that are questioning why on earth she's going after him in a private case and trying to use a law that was meant for the public in a private case.
It was using...
I'm sorry, but what's being described sounds an awful lot like a potential commercial dispute between private actors.
Well, to go back to the first question about whether there's other examples of this, there are other examples of this. In the first American case, the Attorney General brought a 6312 case where the transaction at issue was between a very big bank, Wells Fargo, and a professional appraisal firm.
But it wasn't the concern there that the public would ultimately be negatively impacted and affected by what those corporate actors were doing.
And that concern is here as well, because when you have hidden risks getting injected into the market, that hurts the market and honest participants in the market. And the legislature also decided, contrary to what defendants think, that making sure that business in New York stays honest is the way to attract and keep business in New York.
Okay, all right. So you know what? Like, the judges were all, except for that one lady at the end, they were all like, you're high. Like, what are you talking about? I mean, this is not Lehman Brothers, right? This is an individual transaction with two sophisticated players. Nobody was harmed. There's no one saying, hey, you know what? I got hurt in this transaction. In fact, everybody's happy. So why is LetiTia James inserting herself in the middle, except that, well, we know why, right? She wanted to bankrupt him. That was the goal. And so when your legal process becomes all about some witch hunt to go after somebody who's your political enemy, I think you got a problem. Just saying. So I think you got a situation with the Bragg case that's going to wind up getting shut down because of the Supreme Court's immunity ruling. You got a situation with LetiTia baby, who's just not a very good lawyer, and runs the risk actually of getting disbarred because of this political vendetta that she had against Donald Trump. You have the Congresswoman from New York, Elise Stefanik, who's hot on the trail, demanding in a 64-page letter to the Professional Committee of New York, demanding that they come forward and that they sanction her by disbarring her because this is not appropriate behavior. And the Attorney General should not be doing this. I mean, it's so bad that one of the judges actually came out and said, we need to do something to protect people from an Attorney General like this. Yeah. You know what? Because you do need to be protected. Hey, quick shout out to the shop. Some of you guys were asking about the Live Free or Die mug. You can get that, just in time for Christmas. If you go over to the trishregan.shop, everyone, trishregan.shop, we get all the paraphernalia for the show there. All the swag, as the kids would say. Do they call it swag anymore? Do they call it? I mean, there may be a new, hotter, more exciting name, but all the good stuff there, and you can help support the show at trishregan.shop. But I'll tell you, The left is getting really nervous. They're getting really nervous because you've seen the polls, I've seen the polls.